I now come to the third and final part of my lecture. What do the futures hold? One thing is clear: Singapore must remain an open society, even though you'll face even more competition in the years ahead. As a young nation, we must also continue to focus on nation building and strengthening social cohesion. As I've said, I'm not the Minister for Education, but nevertheless, I hope it will be helpful if I share some thoughts about the foundational principles which I believe should guide the next phase of developing higher education in Singapore. And I see three such principles. The first principle is comprehensiveness. Our institutions of higher education must collectively aspire to offer the widest range of programs to the widest range of people. The multiple pathways that we offer through the ITs, polytechnics and universities must cater both to the needs of the economy and the inclinations of our learners. Each pathway should have the necessary scale to cater to a significant proportion of each cohort, but there should also be scope to mount courses in areas of large demand and also in areas of emerging or niche demand. IT is, for example, beginning to distinguish each IT regional college. While NUS and NTU remain comprehensive universities, each is also expanding its range of courses on offer through new institutions such as the Yale NUS Liberal Arts College and the Lee Kong Chian School of Medicine, respectively. As with SMU, which specializes in business, management, and the social sciences and law, Singapore's fourth university, the Singapore University of Technology and Design, SUTD, will offer a novel, multidisciplinary curriculum with strong focus on design thinking, innovation, and entrepreneurship. While Singapore places a strong emphasis on science and technology, we are increasingly aware of the need to promote the arts and culture in Singapore. To this end, our arts institutions, LaSalle and the Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts, or NAFA, have played an important role in developing skilled manpower for the arts and creative industries in Singapore. For individuals, this principle of comprehensiveness means learning widely even as one develops specialist skills. Steve Jobs, one of the founders of Apple, is an interesting example of this. You will not believe the subject which he enjoyed most when he was in college. And this was, of all things, calligraphy, not computers. At the time, he thought that this was entirely separate from his interest in computers. But years later, however, Apple produced the first computer with beautiful typography, changing forever the way we think about computers and publishing. So what may appear to be a rather trivial interest at this time of your lives may turn out to be a game changer as you grow older. So don't give up hope. The second principle is flexibility. We need a system that is flexible and allows for a network of bridges and ladders that can link the various pathways. In the past, higher education has often been linear. Once you begin down one pathway, there was very little prospect of switching to another pathway. That is a very narrow view of education and a very limited view of human potential. And in the future, it will be untenable. Education, especially higher education, should offer a range of opportunities to all. People develop at different paces, and many will need or want to switch paths. In some cases, this might be seen as offering second chances. But more generally, we need to ensure that our learners are flexible and nimble, able to seize opportunities and to capitalize on them. The second chance is, after all, only a chance, unless you can identify it and seize it. The newly established Singapore Institute of Technology is an initiative that provides upgrading opportunities for polytechnic graduates through quality, industry-relevant degree programs which are established in partnership with overseas universities and the polytechnics. We must also build on our continuing education and training (CET) programs to prepare our workforce for a more dynamic future and a longer working life. This includes upgrading programs such as part-time diploma and degree programs in the publicly funded institutions as well as private institutions such as UNISIM. Another example is the Duke NUS Graduate Medical School, which takes in students who have a basic degree in a variety of disciplines, but nevertheless feel passionately about medicine as their calling. Earlier this month, I attended one of the NUS graduation ceremonies and spoke with one of the students. He was a little older than other students. He was 35 years old. I asked him about his background. He told me that he had served as a colonel in the Singapore Armed Forces, but realized eventually that his dream was to practice medicine. So, despite having a very promising career in the SAF, he gave up his military career and enrolled in the graduate medical school. He's graduated, and soon he will be fulfilling his dream of practicing medicine.